Gigi Blankies proudly presents Musings with Steve and Teresa. They're here to enlighten, entertain, and inform about issues they think are important. They want people to think about how positive actions make positive people.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Our show is captured and linked to YouTube. The programs are listed in the archives of both Blog Talk Radio and YouTube as Musings with Steve and Teresa. Links can be found on our Facebook page, and you can watch as well as listen. And strangely enough, we refer to our efforts as Musings with Steve and Teresa. I'm Steve, a co-host.
I'm Teresa, the other co-host.
And we're here to enlighten, entertain, inform about issues we think are important. We want people to think about how positive actions make positive people. Terry, we're going to talk today a little bit about the events that are called December 21st, 2012, the winter solstice, and what it represents to a lot of people. And we're also going to talk a little bit about friendship. An encounter that I had in my early life. Do you have anything special on the blankie business today?
Well, today I brought football, since it's now football season. I brought some, it's like blue helmets, kind of a generic football helmet, but it's got a pinstripe back on it. And also I dug out all the fleeces and everything, and fleece and flannel blankies are in production, and some should be available for viewing in the next week or so.
Great. Now, our mission on these Blog Talk Radio presentations is to stimulate your thinking, prod your mind into new channels, and pump up your interest in life, rebuild your enthusiasm. Yeah. We insist that you join us as we try to experiment with that. One of the subjects today that we wanted to cover was the galactic alignment, which is the source of the confrontations about the Mayan calendar, the winter solstice of December 21st, 2010, 12, yes. But basically speaking, this is a phenomena of astrology or astronomy, whichever, I've forgotten.
I think it's astronomy.
Astronomy. And the nature of the thing is that the Milky Way has an equator, and in the center of it is a big black hole. Okay. We're out on the periphery of this, and our orbit is not exactly circular around the Milky Way. We are wobbling up and down and back and forth.
Oh, is that why I'm so queasy?
That's why you're so queasy. And the Earth is cocked a little bit, and it's out of balance, and it's spinning, and it's wobbling like a top.
More wobbles.
More wobbles. So we got a double wobble there. We're wobbling up and down and around as we go around, and it so happens that it takes 13,000 years for the Earth to
13,000 years
to pass from the equator of the Milky Way up and then return to the equator. It's 13,000 years, and then another 13 as it goes below and comes back. So that's 26,000 years. The precessional rotation, where the axis, the top spinning, is 26,000 years to go all the way around. That gives us the age of Aquarius and Pisces and the zodiac and so forth.
It moves through each constellation.
Right. And the Mayans had figured this out for some way and made a calendar, carved it on a rock, that actually records this. And the thing that's happening now that makes this so special is the precessional rotation is back to 0 degrees.
Right. 0 point.
0 point.
Yeah.
The inclination above the equator and back is at 0 degrees. So our 2 points are at 0 degrees and are therefore called significant.
Yeah.
According to astrology or astronomy, these processions and movements all mean something to somebody.
Right.
Now, we're going to find out whether it happened. Now, actually the Earth, using the Earth as a center of a measurement, the edge of the sun reached the equator of the Milky Way in 2080 or thereabouts. And it's going to take the diameter of the sun till 2016 to clear the equator.
2008.
2016.
Well, you said 2080 a second ago.
No, on 1980.
Okay.
No, keep me straight.
I am.
Okay, it touched the equator in 1980, and it's been going through the equator, and it will clear on the other side like an eclipse. Okay, it will clear the equator in 2016. So we're at 2012. We're about three quarters of the way through the thing. Now, there's always a little bit of drag on something like that. So this is why they've chosen that particular solstice on the Earth, and all of the prognosticators and so forth have said this is a significant event.
Well, yeah, we used to live by the stars, and everything was run by the stars. You planted by the moon, you harvested. I mean, we used to be very natural beings, and now we're all technology.
The thing is it's a cause or effect. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
But this is why this winter solstice is significant. Is there's a constellation, a multiple alignment of several different forces, and it's a big moment in time.
Yeah, well, it only happens every 13,000 years. So. And I want to know how they figured out when it happened last. I mean, I understand that because the stars are not fixed, but they do follow a orderly progression, that they can go back and figure out what thing was where so many years ago. It's just, it is a little mind-boggling. And that's partly why we're trying to sort through this stuff, because it is mind-boggling. And
well, the neatest part about it is the fact that we consider our ancestors of 5,000 years ago to be primitive and so forth, and these guys
they had electricity. They had all this.
They knew more about this than we do.
We do, yeah.
And
in our advancing, I think we've actually gone backwards.
Well, they called it the Dark Ages there when they killed all the smart people.
Yeah, well, we're still recovering.
The thing that's difficult though is the fact that some of the progressions we made have been used almost always to make weapons,
right,
rather than
peace. Progress.
Progress for humanity.
Right.
I wanted to talk a little bit about friendship. I call him a friend. Okay. Now I haven't seen the man since 1960. So that's 50-some plus years. I don't know whether he's alive or not.
Facebook, you need to find him on the Facebook.
Well, I hadn't considered that, but that's a possibility. The thing is that as he left, now we had many sharing moments during we were going through a project. We might talk about that in a little bit. But we had many sharing points, and when he left, I said, boy, I really hate to lose a friend. And he says, you only lose acquaintances. You don't lose friends. Friends are forever.
Yeah, that's neat.
Well, that's the thing. It's I am his friend. Now, whether he even remembers me or not, he probably did. He was 5 years older than I am, or more. And since I'm 80, he would have to be 85 if he's still with us.
Yeah.
His name was Gordon Heisey, and I met him in 1960.
Yeah. So what was things like back in 1960? I was like 4 years old.
Yeah. Well, in 1960, I had was completing 10 years of working at the bank. I was doing evening accounting. One of my clients was a Austrian lawyer that immigrated and had enough funds to buy a business, and I was doing the accounting for the business. But he had a license for an industrial product, and he wanted to get the business started. Now, I wanted to get a new industry for Southern Ohio.
Right.
I had been involved in the Growth Foundation and that kind of stuff. And so I introduced him to as many people as I knew that were able to help him. And eventually he got the company going, and they formed a partnership. And when they made their original business announcement in the trade publications, we got a telegram from the signed U.S. Aviation and said that they needed a particular product and could we supply it. And in ensuing conversations, that we said we'd take a shot at it. And so one day, lo and behold, Gordy Heisey and his ranchero and a helicopter in the back of it. A helicopter showed up in Southern Ohio. This was going to be the Model T of the air. It was a helicopter that would get 100 miles to the gallon. It was a cold jet helicopter, meaning that it didn't have a drive shaft on it like most helicopters. They had an air compressor and a motorcycle engine that pumped air up and out through the rotor tips, made it go around, and it flew. And it flew. Well, he brought it to town, and many things happened, and I listened to him talk over the periods of time. But he had many stories, and this was, if I have a hero in my life outside the family, this would be it. This man came from Bow, Washington, B-O-W. And he worked at a neighborhood gas station while he was a kid, 12, 14 years old, and the guy got into hard times. This would be the back of the Depression and so forth. And little by little, he learned to drive and work on cars. And by the time he was 14, the owner of the gas station said, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to
retire.
I'm going to quit.
Okay.
And I owe you money. You take the gas station and run it for your money.
Wow.
So the
you
kid,
put him a lot of money.
kid at 14 had a gas station, and one of his customers was an airplane guy at the local airport. Mm-hmm. And Gordy swapped gasoline for flying lessons.
90 seconds.
Well, anyway, I'm getting into my own story. Gordy learned to fly and could fly an airplane before he could drive legally.
That's neat.
The World War II started. Gordy tried to enlist, and they said he was too young. The Canadian Air Force was recruiting, and he went up and told him he was 17, and then joined the Canadian Air Force. And then when World War II started, he joined the American Air Force. And we'll have to continue this story at another time. The adventures that we had with Gordy and I, this is just the background information, but the point about it is that after 50 plus years, I consider Gordy Heisey my friend, and it's an enduring thought, and it has no strings on it. I mean, I don't want anything from him. It just
I remember you, Gordy.
Well, that's just about what it amounts to, and. the importance of having a friend is quite interesting.
Yeah.
Now,
We've run out of time.
we presented the stories and opinions without a script most part. Some were weird. No attempt was made at education. Our intent was to amuse and entertain. We hope you find our offering amusing. As we said, our mission on Blog Talk Radio is to stimulate your thinking, prod your mind into new channels, pump up your interest in life, and rebuild your enthusiasm. Whether you're pro or con, we insist that you join us as we investigate, evaluate, and participate. Thank you for listening to our broadcast, and we will return with our continuing viewpoints next Tuesday, we believe.
Yeah. I'm Teresa.
I'm Steve. Thank you for listening.
Be positive. Think positive.
Live positive, and enjoy.
See ya.
Gigi Blankies, thank you for listening to the podcast today. This program is archived at Blog Talk Radio, captured and archived for YouTube video, and linked to Facebook as Musings with Steve and Teresa. Think positive, be positive, live positive, and enjoy.